All right, I've never done one of these before, but I'm looking to compete at the end of this year, and I think I'd like to to track it and make videos that follow my progress. But really, the main reason why I want to make this video and continue to make videos is because there's a lot of bullshit out there that people take as gospel. So let's start from the beginning. Let's say you're whatever age. I don't care if you're 18, 16, 28, 50. I don't care how old you are. We'll say you've never worked out. And when I say worked out, I mean worked out. You've never done cardio for the sake of doing cardio. You've never lifted weights. You've never done anything physical for the purpose of doing something physical. You may have grown up on a farm and you're fucking bigger than me. I mean, I get that. But we're talking about people that just haven't done anything for the sake of doing something to get themselves in shape. There's lots of shit out there for you. It's the bullshit is targeted at people that just don't have a clue. And when you don't have a clue and you see this bullshit, it's gonna seem like it makes sense, and that's why it sells. Some stuff has gotten even bigger than that, and I'll get into that in a second. But what I want to talk about is what should you do, okay? As a beginner, what should you do? I can only give you my advice, and my advice would be to get into a routine. Whatever you want to start with, whether you want to do CrossFit, which I don't recommend, you want to do P90X, you want to do TRX, you just want to go in and lift weights and do some cardio, or you just want to go and do some cardio. You need to get a schedule, a routine. If you don't do that, you're going to come up with excuses. You're going to have reasons. And in your mind, they might not even seem like excuses. They may be, in your mind, completely valid reasons why today you can't go do it. And that's what's going to stop you. And that's why getting that schedule and making sure you're doing it every day, whether you set it up as every day or every other day, or you 3 times a week, 5 times, whatever it is for you, you need to follow it. And until you are able to do that, you're not going to do anything else. You're not going to meet any goals that you set for yourself, and you're not going to follow through. That's why that's the most important thing, in my opinion. You're going to find, say your goal is to lose weight. Well, you're going to find people that say, well, just change your diet. That will totally work. If you are eating crap, that's the only way it will work, is if you're eating crap. Most people do. If you're eating crap and you start eating well and you lower your caloric intake, you put yourself into a deficit, you will lose weight. The problem is that if the rest of your day is exactly like it was, and you're not making any other change but your diet, meaning it's not a true lifestyle change. Unless you were eating out every night, well, then that's more of a lifestyle change. But if you're cooking at home most nights a week anyway, and you're just changing what you're cooking, you're not making any sort of a lifestyle change. You are just changing what you eat. You're definitely going to lose weight. But you're just going to lose weight if you don't work out. You're not going to tone up muscle, at least tone up muscle. You're not going to gain muscle. You're just going to lose fat. And I love using the term skinny fat. Most people, when you say it, they know exactly what you're talking about. And that's what you're going to be, because you haven't given yourself any sort of definition. You're not building more muscle or adding muscle. You're just losing fat. That's why, in my opinion, going and doing something, working out, doing some cardio, and even, in my opinion, leaving your eating habits the same. I mean, the only thing I would advise is to drink water. Drink lots of water. I don't give a shit if you drink soda. You're working out. You haven't done that before, and that's what this is aimed at. People that have not worked out before. You are going to see a difference. You will then, it will maybe not a gradual thing, but it will have to happen where once you have gotten into this routine and you're working out consistently, your eating habits will probably change just because. You're making more of a lifestyle change than if you had just changed your diet. And for a lot of people, what's going to happen if you only change your diet and do nothing else is you're going to fall off the wagon. You're just going to go back to eating garbage just because it gets boring, especially if you make it, a very strict diet. Not only are you lowering your caloric intake, but you're making it such clean food, that it's just boring because it's such a change from what you were eating before. Yeah, you might stick with it for weeks or a month or a couple months, but you're just gonna be like, oh my God, I want to have this, and then you get into the whole garbage with cheat days and cheat meals, and get physical, do something active, do an activity, and once you're doing that, and it becomes a thing for you, it becomes a part of your life, you will then have other aspects of your life change. Just because. I've been there. It'll happen. I recommend staying away from CrossFit because of the price, because of the morons who teach it, because of the morons who do it. Olympic movements can be dangerous when done incorrectly with poor form on their own. You throw in those Olympic movements for time, it's a recipe for disaster. It's my opinion, especially for somebody who's never done it before. My opinion. That's later shit. P90X and TRX, if you can get it for free, sure. The problem with those is that it's a quick gimmick that will definitely work if you're able to follow it. But depending on what your goals are. But that's it. You can get the same results by not doing P90X and TRX and just going to a gym. My advice for anybody that hasn't done anything previous is to lift some weights and do some cardio. My advice. Anybody who's intelligent and has the internet, has access to the internet with Google and whatever else, you can find reputable sources that can show you how to do these movements. I don't recommend downloading a plan, here's my 12-week plan, and this is what I'm going to do for 12 weeks. It's bullshit. You're not going to do it. You've never done anything before. Maybe some people can, but I find the majority won't be able to. They'll give up after a while. Oh, this is crap. Just get in there and do something. Today I'm going to work out my upper body. Tomorrow I'm going to work out my lower body, and then I'm going to take a day off. It can be that simple for the beginner. Light weights, practice your movements, practice proper form, strict form, low, stupid. I don't care if you're doing it just with the fucking bar. Who cares? Nobody is going to make fun of you in the gym. Nobody is. You just need to get in there and do it. And once you're in there doing it, for a long enough period of time, you'll figure out what works for your body and what doesn't. What works for me may not work for you. And that's the key. You need to get in there and do it. I'll make future videos on supplements and the supplement industry and exercises and all that crap, but I just want to start off with this. It needs to be It needs to be a lifestyle change, but it doesn't need to seem like a lifestyle change from the jump. Get into the gym. Make it as easy as possible. Make yourself go 3 times a week for an hour. I'm going to go to the gym for 3 times a week for an hour. That's it. Monday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Whatever 3 days you choose. I'm going to do a half an hour of some sort of weightlifting activity, and I'm going to do a half an hour of some sort of aerobic activity. Done. Once you get into that routine, it will flourish from there. It just will. Unless you hate it. Unless you just hate working out. Which that could be the case. But that's all I'm trying to say. Just get yourself out there. Put yourself out there. See if you can do it. Make your goals achievable. My goal for the next month is to get in the gym 3 times a week for an hour. That's it. Just get my happy ass in there. And when you make these goals attainable, you'll accomplish something and you will want to continue. Don't try and jump feet first into shit that is way above your head and way too difficult for anybody to understand who doesn't have the experience and who doesn't have the time to figure it out. I'm going to go buy a scale and I'm going to measure everything and I'm going to cook everything and I'm going to meal prep and I'm going to prep all my meals for the week and I'm going to eat 6 times a day. I'm going to eat every 2 hours. Blah, 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 blah. No. You're a beginner. Get in the gym 3 times a week. Do something. It will go from there.